Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is where I vlog on my self-studying physics journey. You might find during this video that I stutter. Just be patient, and hopefully I can still be entertaining. So during my last 40 hours, I got really stuck on one problem, and it seemed really simple, and the author said that the algebra shouldn't be so difficult. And I realized in the end it wasn't, but I got really stuck, and I took a shot at my confidence. And to alleviate my suffering, I fell into the comfort of fun YouTube videos. Well, anyways, I had to bounce back because I realized I really want to understand the laws of nature. And what helped me was I had to kind of reignite my curiosity. So for my birthday, my wife had bought me Classical Mechanics, The Theoretical Minimum by Leonard, Susskind, and George Hrabovsky. I think that's my best pronunciation. The only prerequisite to this book was calculus, and it takes you through the journey of physics. And it begins a little abstract, which I found really interesting, and then it takes you to more difficult concepts. So I'm going back to look at the more advanced topics and kind of work backwards. So I spent the last bit of that 40 hours reading this book and taking notes on concepts such as the principle of least action, the Lagrangian, Hamiltonian, the Hamiltonian equation, and the Gibbs-Liouville theorem. I found this book to be extremely helpful in motivating me to go back and explore classical mechanics more. And I began to realize I didn't have to understand every concept right away, and that I could kind of learn a little differently than I normally would in a traditional classroom setting. So I'm mainly focusing on what I find interesting, and kind of approaching it from the top down. The thing I found really cool about studying the Lagrangian was that it makes a system more simple, and then you could use the Euler-Lagrange equation and kind of get the forces out of the system. I wish I could explain a little bit better, but that's going to be what I'm going to continue to work on. And then I got really confident and I read the quantum mechanics book. I would say I'm mathematically ready for this book, mainly because they required calculus and linear algebra, which I've studied, and a little bit from this book. Well, kind of a lot from this book, but it was mainly the concepts that I didn't understand here that I'm working on that will help me understand this. So I'm going to be skimming through this a little bit, grabbing some intuitive ideas, and probably making flashcards. So this is the next thing I've decided that I need to do. I need to start making flashcards because I have no way of testing myself, and flashcards is kind of a simple way of just testing if you understand something. Because if I look at a card and I'm like, I completely forgot what I learned. Well, if I have a flashcard for it, boom, there. Like, I have explanations, questions, and answers. And I think this would be really helpful in making things just simply stick. So this was actually towards the end of my last 40 hours and the beginning of my next 40 hours. So the biggest takeaway is that I have to make sure that I maintain my motivation, and my motivation is really intimately linked with my curiosity. And if I have too much of, if I push myself too hard, I tend to lose my curiosity because I become overly stubborn about one idea and I lose sight of the bigger picture of what I'm trying to do. And I also found out that I have the ability to learn a little differently because I'm not in a traditional classroom setting. And even though I'm not in a traditional classroom setting, I should still maintain being a part of lectures because it's really, really helpful to hear someone explain concepts. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time to see how much I learned in my next 40 hours.